been a long time coming. Mike, thanks for having us out, man.
Not a problem.
Appreciate it.
Good to see you again. Yeah, we did the episode at our place with Kevin Patrick and with all the other stuff, and he invited us nicely to come over and check out his full collection.
Yes.
Got some spicy, dangerous stuff. Spicy, as he says. Spicy, that's the good stuff.
Yep. So we're here, Mushy Mike's farm. We have talked about some of the awesome collection you had on our episode, midsummer.
Yep.
And now we get to see the real collection, some of the selects that we can't bring out in the backyard of Elmhurst. So,
well, first we have what we call Leila Schlanger, which is a lavender reticulated python.
Okay.
She is the biggest girl I have, and she's about 13, 14 feet, somewhere in there. She's over 100 pounds, and yeah, that's the main reason
100 pounds?
Yeah, she's over 100 pounds. Leila Schlanger, it's German for purple snake.
Okay.
Oh, come here, beautiful falls.
Look at the color.
Yep.
Unreal.
Should I be standing back?
You're all right. Here we go.
Oh my God, she's just going all over you. Oh
Wow.
my gosh. Oh my God. Oh, hey, buddy.
This here's my major breeder female.
Okay.
I got her from Izzy Exotics.
So have you bred this one, and are you still?
I'm working on breeding. I haven't done anything yet. I'm just getting everybody up to weight, and that's why I know her weight.
Gotcha. So this is she's at a healthy weight currently.
Currently to breed.
Okay. And then you were showing us that other little guy in there.
Yes, the little male.
Much smaller.
Yes.
That's the male that is going to breed with this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How old?
She is roughly 6 years old.
She's 6. Okay.
My
is there a
male
certain age
is.
that they need to be to breed?
Females need to be 3 years old.
At least
Males
3
need to be 18 months.
Oh God. Okay.
So that's why he's so much smaller.
Yeah. How big is that one? The male breeder going to get?
Same size, if not.
You get this big?
Yep, if not
Jesus.
bigger. These are the world's longest snake. Go ahead and put the lid. The Anaconda is the world's heaviest. That's where everyone has that big argument. What's big?
So this is longer.
Exactly.
But that's heavier, and it's just a bit more muscle mass on the thing?
Yep.
For an Anaconda?
Yep.
Okay.
What do you feed that one?
This one eats 5 to 10 pound rabbits.
5 to 10 pound rabbits.
5 to 10 pound
And how
rabbits.
often is that?
She eats every 14 to 17 days.
Okay.
I fluctuate with her just because how smart they are. I like her thinking and not understanding 100% of schedule.
Gotcha.
Because schedules can get me hurt.
Yeah, gotcha.
I'm only 120 pounds myself. So
That is wild.
Little Popcorn's just an albino Burmese python that I got from our friend Kevin Patrick.
Oh, okay. Cool. Shout out to Kevin Patrick. Again, thanks for introducing us to Mike here and getting this all going. So big shout out to Kevin Patrick.
Yeah. These guys are fun.
So if I leave you to pet this guy, is he going to get mad about that?
There you go.
How's it going, brother? Nice.
He's,
Hello.
How old is she?
she is 2-3 years old. She's just almost ready for breeding.
Okay.
And I got a very special male for her.
Different?
A granite het hypo. So,
You got it
yep.
Oh, you? Okay.
He's in the back, which I can run and grab here in a few minutes.
Okay.
What's the little spots on the back, under its back tail there?
Those are its spurs. They'll sit there and play to say, hey, let's go. It's time to play.
So then where would this be found in natural habitat, not like Everglades or anything like
Indonesia.
that? Indonesia?
Yep.
Okay.
If I do remember right, in
Burma.
yeah.
Okay.
What is it now? Myanmar.
Yep.
Okay.
Now, they're actually an endangered species in their wild habitat.
Oh, are they?
Yes,
Okay.
and that's where you got people like myself where it's a major controversy on do we really eradicate them out of the Florida Everglades? Because you don't find them in their native habitat really anymore.
So it's like they're not endangered
Here, but there.
It's so weird.
Yup.
Why aren't they able to keep reproducing? Why are they having a tough time?
Predators.
Yeah.
They actually have natural predators there. Here we don't have them.
Gotcha. That makes a lot of sense. Okay.
And
So what's the purpose to you were talking about how you got a male for this one, but then there's a different male for that one. You don't
just genetics.
Just one player of the group.
Just genetics and also different species. This is a Burmese, and the other one was a retic.
Gotcha.
Now I can mix them together and make a hybrid, and it's called a bat eater. Which hybrids are a big controversial thing in this community too. Okay. Where it's funny to me because the very first bat eater ever found was caught in the wild.
Okay, yeah.
So it's like what's the real different? Yeah. But I'm also that weird one that thinks different.
Yeah. No, I get that. All right, let's see what we got here.
This here we call Orion, which is a white phase, which is a different albinism. White phase, super motley, possible tiger, which is where that hidden gene is if it's in there, more expensive. Okay. There's also platinum in here, which is where that beautiful golden on the head comes in. This is the big Romeo for that huge snake that came out.
That purple one that you had.
Yep.
Yeah. It's so funny to me, the size difference that he's got. Yeah. It's like a Chihuahua banging a Great Dane.
Basically.
Hey, it's not about the size, it's how you use it.
Feel a little tact there?
So, again, you said this one will grow to that same size.
If not bigger.
Okay.
Yep, because even she's still growing bigger.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
okay. What do they max out at?
Unknown, but people say over 20. Like we were saying, I got that special boy for the one albino that I brought out, Popcorn.
Yeah. Okay, the granite?
Yep.
Okay.
Now he's also going into shed. His eyes are all clouded over. He's in blue. Eyes are all smoked over and clouded.
And
they're getting ready to pop the caps off and shed.
Pop the caps off?
Yep. They get a film going over their eyes, and that's their eye cap. Mm-hmm. You can see it's real cloudy.
Yeah.
Right now he's relying on his sense of smell. They're basically blind.
Wow. Okay.
Think of trying to drive with your windshield all frosted.
Gotcha, yeah.
You can see, but you can't see.
Yeah.
This one, I don't know. He was given to me by a lady who just couldn't take care of her animals anymore.
Gotcha.
She contacted me. It was like, hey, I got a big snake and a couple big lizards that need work. Could you take them? I can't do it no more.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, it makes sense. It's like anything else. It's alive. Like, you spend more time with it, you show it some compassion, and
the nicer it is. It's all about conditioning too, because this isn't like our home dog that is domesticated.
Yeah.
Dogs are a lot more evolutionary domesticated. You can't domesticate this. It learns tolerance. What am I going to be able to tolerate? Yeah. What can I not tolerate? Yeah. And that's where that all comes in.
And you were saying with all of these animals and like humans as well, but when they get hungry, they get pissy. Yeah.
He's another one that someone realized what they got after the fact. He got too big. So he contacted me. He's like, hey, I know you do big lizards. I know you do big snakes. Would you mind taking in a blackthroat? Yeah. Blackthroats have a special place in my heart. They're the ones that got me into the big lizards.
Okay.
So anytime someone says, I want to give you a blackthroat, I got a blackthroat up for rehoming. Yeah. I talk to them as much as I can. Okay.
Just pooping everywhere.
Yep, and that's why I like hardwood floors.
Yeah.
Come and get a report on you, dang it.
You done?
What's that?
Oh, that would be bone.
Bone?
Calcium and everything, because these are predators.
Yeah.
He eats the monitor mush that I make, which is where my name came from. And he eats anything else. Like if I have a rabbit that one of the others didn't eat, it gets hacked up and the monitors get it.
Yeah.
So that's the calcium that's left over.
Jesus. I was like, what this heart just fell out of there?
If it goes in, it comes out.
Yeah.
Ah, that hurt.
I got you a little bit there.
Oh yeah. He's roughly a year and a half, 2 years old. Going off of what I've been told. He's only been at the farm for what, a month, 2 months, if that.
Oh wow, this is
Month and a half.
pretty brand new for you.
Yep. So we're still working with him, getting him used to everything.
Yeah.
And that's where he gets sporadic like this. But he'll be okay.
Yeah.
He'll be getting a 10 by 10 room when everything's said and done.
Okay.
Getting construction ready, getting the numbers together, getting money together. Because a big monitor room, you're looking at over $4,000.
Yeah. Like that's just like heating elements, stuff like that? Or just
Overall material,
Okay.
like zoopoxy with the bed liners, just different things that can handle these nails. These guys are mini bulldozers.
Yeah.
So it's just, and then also the wood prices have gone up.
Yeah.
So
Yes. And then what's the lifespan of these guys?
10 plus years.
Oh, okay.
So you
Some reason I
got.
thought it'd be longer, I guess, but
You can, but a lot of the problem is misinformation out
Yeah.
there, and then also just people not doing it right.
Yeah.
And that, okay, it can live this way, but should it?
yeah. These things are wild. And so when they shed, though, it's not all one piece.
Nope, it's all little flakies.
Yeah.
That's what all this is.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah, I've driven down to South Carolina to pick up animals that needed a home because they didn't have somewhere to go.
Yeah.
I've gone all the way up to Michigan to do shows, educational speeches,
Okay.
and pick up animals up there too.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
And I'm all about educating people before telling them, no, you can't do it.
Yeah.
Let me teach you how. Let me show you how.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's, the one thing is I feel like you could go and maybe read about this stuff online, but you really got to talk to somebody like you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I was that kid that I didn't have many friends. I sat at home and I was just reading and reading and reading and reading because that's what I liked. I liked the animals. I didn't like people.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and growing up on the horse farm, it was either working with the animals outside or go online and read about animals that my mom and dad wouldn't let me have or the law wouldn't let me have.
Yeah. What happens with some of these things, these exotic pets, when they get sick or like can't take it to like a normal animal house one?
That actually brings me to a good thing. I'm happy you brought that up. There's this act going around called the Lacey Act.
Okay.
And if it passes, I can't bring them to the vet at all. Now, there's a vet in Algonquin, Illinois, who I go to, Algonquin Animal Clinic.
Yeah.
I just load up who needs to go. I give them a call. I say, hey, this is who's coming in.
Okay.
And they're ready for me. But you got to find a vet that does exotics.
Yeah.
But not just any exotics. You got to find a reptile exotic, an amphibian exotic, a bird exotic. They're all different.
Super specialized. I mean, all these animals are very different.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. Because that's one thing I didn't think about until just now. Like, man, you can't just go to my my normal pet or my normal like dog doctor and bring this baby in there and be like, help me out. He's not pooping right.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. And which one you were saying one of these animals starts to eat the sand has calcium in it?
Oh yeah, that is bearded dragons. There's a product out there called calcium sand, Reptisand, and if you don't do it right, they eat it, and that's where it's really bad because you use calcium as supplement, so their bones are healthy and everything. This guy here is Mr. Grump. He was a high school student's pet. He didn't have any work with him. He's very mean.
Yeah.
I'll put that bluntly. He's very mean. Yeah, we can slide this on open, and I'll show you. Hi, Mr. Grump. You gonna try to eat me?
love when he
Yeah.
puffs on you. I love when he puffs on you.
But this is all because he was not worked with
And fed Pinky.
and he was fed improperly.
So pinky mice is not what you should be eating?
No,
Pinky
Mice
mice
are
are
like the, they're like the
pre-meat.
preebies.
yes,
yeah,
the
right?
very baby mice that were just born.
Yeah.
A lot of people think it's fun to feed these guys them because it shows the predatory or whatever reason. It's not good for them. They don't have the right stomach chemistry to break down the bones and everything.
Gotcha.
And then it's also aggression problems.
Okay.
They're insectivores and omnivores, which is vegetable matter.
Gotcha.
So he eats dubia roaches, mealworms, superworms,
Okay.
and then his veggie mixes. We're at
Okay.
Walmart almost every other day getting vegetables for him and the tortoises and turtles.
Yeah. So you're gonna build a greenhouse at some point? Just make your own
Kind of,
vegetables?
sort of. The basement is going to get totally revamped, and I'm going to grow vegetables down there
Okay.
in the enclosures with them. Let's go
Yeah,
like
got some
this.
teeth or?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, they got some gnarly chompers.
Really? Okay. Because when he's open his mouth, I didn't really see much. But
Yep, they're real deep in their gums and serrated, so when they bite, the gums push back and the teeth come out. In a
gotcha.
way, think of like a shark's.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that thing's cool looking.
Yeah, bearded dragons, they're fun. I recommend them for a lot of people that want to get into reptile hobby that wants a bigger thing than a gecko.
Okay.
Because you don't have to have as big of an enclosure as this. You only technically, bare minimum is like a 40 breeder. I say bigger's always better.
Yeah.
You know?
If you can afford it and you got the space for it.
Exactly. Bigger's always better. But put him in here and now he's doing better, but 100%, you just got to keep working with him and working with him.
He seems pretty docile. He's just kind of chilling up there. Doesn't
Yep,
trying to run
until
out of
you
here or
go
anything.
to him.
Yeah.
It took a lot to get him to this point. My
Gotcha.
wife did a lot of work with him. This is all her. I couldn't even get this far because of I was told my big beard, it was threatening by a bunch of beardy people. I'm not a beardy person. I like my monitors and my big snake.
Maybe they're just jealous. It's like a jealousy thing.
Probably. A lot of people are jealous of the big beard.
Yes. Okay.
But so he just lives his life here now, and I use him as an educational point about like if you want him, work with him.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you got it for free or if you paid for it. If it's in your home, work with it.
Yeah. Which is what you should be doing with any pet. You know, it's like ideally. It's not
But
really
that's
what
the
ends up
other
happening
problem.
all the
A
time.
lot of
Yeah.
people want that living decoration.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's where I tell people, if you want to do that, you want to tank like the 55 I have over here, where the only thing in there is isopods.
Yeah.
Like they're not actual working animals.
Yeah.
How I feed them, I go through the fridge and the vegetable matter that just, I don't want to eat that, goes in there and they break it down and they eat it.
Yeah.
That's my living decoration.
Yeah.
These guys are not living decorations.
Yeah. You gotta take care of them. They're parts of the
Yep.
family.
And that's the pit. That's another rescue. That's a Mexican black-tailed iguana.
Oh yeah.
Mexican spiny, Mexican black. Has like 3 or 4 different names. Come here, Rock. Hi, big guy. Come here. Iguana. Hi, big guy.
So how old is that guy now?
I got him back in 2011 when I graduated high school.
Wow,
So
okay.
he's
11.
11 now.
And this is a
Black-throated monitor.
It's the bigger version of that other one we saw.
Yep.
Okay.
And this guy's toward the end of his lifespan then.
Unfortunately, he's old.
Yeah.
How old?
He's 11 now. I did get him when he was a baby.
Yeah. But you said that wasn't kind of starting it all.
Yeah, he was that stupid high school impulse buy because I just graduated high school. I was 18, and it's like, what are you gonna do? Kick me out?
Yeah.
Cool. And we can have a seat. All right.
So this guy's your snapping.
Yep, this here is a common snapper.
So what kind of damage does he do when he latches on?
Some pretty bad damage, actually.
And you're not too afraid at the moment.
Nah, he's in brumation. He's pretty down. He's asleep.
Explain
right
the
now.
brumation thing. I know you're saying that off camera.
Brumation is the reptile version of hibernation.
Gotcha.
So he's really, really asleep, really, really down. He doesn't really move that much until he starts warming
So
up.
they're slowing down their metabolic rate,
Yes.
and that's just conserving energy, and that's based on seasonal?
Yep, exactly. He was another one that someone didn't know what they had, was trying to sell it.
Mm-hmm.
I gave them information that it was illegal to sell indigenous species and that you needed a license and a permit for it. And they're like, oh, here you go.
Did he pluck it out of a pond somewhere?
I have no idea. It was about half the size of this when we got it. So.
And these guys get big though, right?
Oh, they get big.
They're big.
Big.
Yeah.
So he's young.
He's still pretty young.
Yeah. And then lifespan on these, don't turtles usually live a long time?
From my knowledge, snapping turtles live like 100 plus.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Like, I'm not really that sure on individual, but 100 plus is what I've been told.
So everybody's going to be done in this whole room right now, everywhere else, and this guy's going to still be kicking it.
Yup.
Yeah.
Do you think he's from here?
Oh, I can almost guarantee he is, but it's actually more illegal to put him back in the wild than take him from the wild.
Why is that?
Because he could have caught something here in captivity.
Gotcha.
Oh, hi. You waking up now?
Snap.
Yeah, right. Got your nose.
He just opened his pupils and all.
Oh, he's just gearing up. See that?
He's kind of fat. Yeah, he eats good.
So this turtle back here, he doesn't have quite the tail that like these
Nope.
snappers.
Snapper's got that long tail.
Yeah.
And then you always hear about the alligator snapper. The alligator snapper has giant ridges on its tail and huge definition on its spikes.
Yeah,
here.
the spikes on the shell are pretty cool actually.
Yep.
So
And then
pooped on you too?
you guys remember Joe?
Yeah, he was out on the Bonfire Panthers set.
Yep. This is what you know, Joe. This is his
Let me get a hold
his wintertime pool.
Buddy boy.
Wintertime in brumation, we condense his size activity. But then summertime, when he's really out and active, he'll go outside. We'll set up a little pen for him outside.
Oh, that's cool.
Let him have natural sunlight, everything. Because the natural UVBs is really healthy for him.
Okay.
So as soon as ground temp is 75 degrees, I'll set up a little pen outside for him and
Nice.
let him just chill out outside.
Yeah. Yeah, it's different. It's so crazy, just the different species,
Yeah.
and how different their shells and everything look. Like it's so much more of like a dome.
Yep.
It just looks more.
Difference between land and water.
Gotcha,
You
yeah.
got to cut through the water.
yeah.
I just got to walk across it.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's the difference. They're living primarily in.
In the water, yes.
So it's almost more of a fish.
Pretty much. Like, he actually eats fish. He eats a bunch of different stuff. I tongue feed him chicken.
Really?
Yep, he gets tongue-fed chicken. He gets romaine lettuce. We'll throw just chunks of romaine lettuce down in there.
Okay.
He eats that. The fish that are in the tub eat that. All right, well, I wake up at 4. I go to the bathroom, take a shower, shave my head.
Yeah.
Come out here. I check all the timers because everything's on a timer.
And is that
So
for heat? Is timers, or
the timer's
light?
mainly for the light for a day-night cycle.
Gotcha.
And then all my heat is either ambient or they do have spotlights.
Okay.
And that will heat up a specific rock that just builds the heat all day long
Yeah.
and holds the heat throughout the night. And then they run off the ambient heat, which is why it's so warm in here.
Yeah.
I have it currently sit at 80.
Yeah. Feels like it. Feels
So-
nice in here. Yeah. Better than being outside, that's for sure.
Oh yes, that's why it's the summer home. It's summer all year round. But then the dogs get cycled out because we have 3 different dogs and none of them get along with each other, but they each have a job. That's why they're staying here. They're all here to protect these animals.
Gotcha.
because there's a lot of theft in this hobby.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of money behind this hobby.
Yeah.
So with me being a plumber, I'm on call. I'm literally on call right now
Yeah.
to just up and leave at any time. I'm a 24/7 plumber.
Yeah.
And with my wife at home with all of this, dogs have jobs. And they know their jobs, and they're really good at their jobs.
Yeah. That's interesting, yeah.
So I have to cycle them out. They have 30 minutes separate by themselves. I do have 2 that can be together if they're out with me.
Yeah.
Anyone else, it's like, no, don't even try.
Yeah.
And they go run with me because I'll go on like a 30-minute run in the morning just to stay active, keep my cardio going.
Yeah. Well, dogs need to get out too. And keep
Dogs
their
need to
cardio
get out and
going.
get exercise too. Then we come back in, I take another shower, I go back to the snake room, I check on everybody back there, see who's on feed schedule, who's ready to be bred, just go through everything there.
Yeah.
And then I have to get ready for work. I leave here by like 7:20 to go to work. Monday through Friday, I'm at the office
Yeah.
or out in the field, whatever needs to be done.
Yeah.
Then I come home. I'm usually home around 3:30, 4 o'clock.
Okay.
If a dig didn't go long or anything, and just starts all over again. I cycle the dogs out
Yeah.
because they actually run, and we run and work a lot
Yeah.
because I have 3 different bully breeds, and cardio is a huge thing for me with them. They need to work.
Yeah.
I either start making dinner or my wife has dinner going. We eat around 5:30, 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Go to bed at like 8, and it just starts all over again. All over again.
Tell us a little bit too about, you were talking about the rabbit situation.
Rabbit feeding, that's a fun one because when it's time for them to eat, it's their turn, their schedule, their whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I have to go out to the freezer and find what weight that snake needs to eat,
Yeah.
and then it's make room in the kitchen fridge because just like your holiday turkey, it takes some time to thaw out a 10-pound rabbit.
You don't want to put that in a defroster in the microwave?
No, you don't want it cooked, you want it thawed. So it's in there for about a day or 2, and that's a fun one to explain. Like my sister comes over on a regular, and it's, Mike, you got rabbits in the fridge again. Yeah, snakes need to eat just like you.
Like, is that leftovers? No, that's a rabbit.
That's a rabbit. You don't want that.
It's not on the menu for tonight for you, per se. But
Do you ever pick up roadkill?
Oh, I have picked up roadkill, but that was mainly for hunting situations.
okay.
You never
I-
feed it to the...
No, not these guys. I've eaten roadkill. Like,
What kind of?
oh,
Deer?
deer.
Yeah.
Deer. You know,
Still-
buddy hits a deer. It's like, hey, I got one.
As long as they're out there.
Exactly. Like,
Better than just
it's-
let it sit there and wither away to nothing.
Exactly. Like, I'll also go and I'll find some of the roadkill for the isopods. Isopods will eat it and all that. Because they're the cleanup crew of the world. There's not someone running around in the woods picking up poop.
Yeah. So then you have the isopods. Are they being put into all these tanks with these animals?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much. Almost everything that has a plant in it has the isopods in it.
Okay.
Because it's going to break down all the bio waste and just adds more nutrient into the soil, which helps the plant again.
Isn't that kind of like a compost pile or
Yep.
along those lines kind of thing?
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
What's an isopod?
An isopod
roly-poly,
is a
basically.
roly-poly. Normal people, pill bug, roly-poly.
Yeah.
But fancy name is isopod. And the funny thing about them is they're more closely related to crabs, lobsters,
Oh, really?
than bugs.
Huh. I didn't realize that. So then you keep that, they reproduce, and then you just feed them into these other
I
tanks.
just put them in the other tanks, or I'll sell them off to other people that want them in their tanks.
That makes sense. Okay, yeah. I mean, are these animals other than running around eating these things too?
They can. Like the scorpions I have, the devil scorpions, they'll eat anything that goes in there, so I have to constantly either throw isopods in there for them. There's the basilisk, if he sees it move, he'll grab it. He don't care.
Yeah.
We call him the raptor.
Yeah. You were saying with that guy, he's hunting for fish in that thing
Yep,
too?
yep. I have
How big are these fish that he's eating?
just little rosy fish. You go to any pet store and they're called rosies and all that. And then these here are the Isopod Colonies. Now how we feed these are we go through the fridge and any vegetables that didn't get eaten in time or just don't look okay.
Yeah.
Or like the top of the pepper that we don't eat.
Yeah.
Just thrown in here.
Yeah.
Let's see, we got orange powders here.
Oh, I see him.
These guys, little guys.
Yep.
Then we got some dwarf whites in there too. Dwarf whites
are different species in there.
Yep, orange powder and dwarf whites. Dwarf whites are in almost everything. I have no idea how I even got the dwarf whites, but they're in every colony. And how I purchase these guys is they're literally in like little 2-ounce deli cups.
Oh, really?
In dirt and moss, and you just dump the whole moss thing in and they...
Weird.
But then we have my personal favorite ones here, Oreo Crumble.
So these things, they all have different like purposes?
They handle different things. Certain ones can handle more dry, other things need more wet.
Yeah.
Others are bigger, and then different colors. They can also come from different areas of the world.
Gotcha.
But these are my personal favorites, the Oreo Crumbles. They move so fast.
Well, they're cruising all right. Do they... Oh, we're gonna...
What's like the purpose like of them?
They eat any dead and decaying matter, and they also will take care of any of the fecal matter that the animals produce. So now you only got to go and pick out that big chunk of turd instead of trying to wipe up all the urate and nitrate and everything. They do that for me.
Do your cleaning crew.
They're my cleaning crew.
Like, let
Nature's-
them loose?
Yep, I just will take them. I'd literally like take this log, go over the tank and just
Pound out a few.
pound out a few, let them drop it into the tank.
Go to town. Yeah.
These guys are a fun thing to do. I actually have my son's friends wanting to start little colonies because there's certain types. There's one called a Ducky Isopod. They go for like $200-$300 for a 5 count.
Really?
Yep, for like a 5-10 count.
Like how big do those ones?
They're
all tiny
just
like that.
Yep, they're all about the same size, but because they're harder to get in captivity, they're worth more. Supply and demand.
Yep.
Right.
And the Oreo crumbles for a set of like 10 of them, it's like $35.
Jeez,
So you can make a decent amount just by emptying your fridge and feeding them.
Yeah. How fast do they reproduce?
The Oreo crumbles started in this. I have another colony in this big one here. I've split this colony 8 times.
Oh wow. Yeah.
They just boom with temperature and food. They go.
Yeah. So, and how fast of a turnaround time are you talking about? I mean, like a week, 2 weeks, a month?
I've had a turnaround after I damn near crashed the colony. I've had it turn around in 2 months.
Wow. Okay.
So you can do it pretty quick.
Yeah.
It's just all about your temperatures, your humidity, and food.
Yeah. I was thinking about that too. It's like, how the hell do you clean all these fucking tanks? Like, so much waste and like all these animals are...
It takes me about 12 hours, start to finish, to do a full-on deep clean. Cleaning all the monitor cages, all the lizard cages, snake cages, everything.
You're talking about this plant and they had a
Oh, my pothos. This individual plant came from my grandmother.
How long were you talking?
She started growing that when I was still in high school, and she passed away about 5-6 years ago now.
Okay.
And it was just a little plant because of how she kept it. She kept it as everyone else does, a hanging, wandering plant. But these are floor covering plants. As you can see, it's grown everywhere. I put it in what I call the Funny 20 plant tank over in the window there. I just recently recut it again to give the family more plants.
Yeah.
It was pushing out, so I put a piece in here, and it originally started with this little elbow right here.
Jeez.
And then all these root structures came down.
Cool. We'll see
And
that.
then it just started pushing Here, the past couple months, it pushed its way out of the far corners here, and it's just kept going and going and going. Lovely Jurassic Park
just finds a way,
finds
yeah.
a way.
It's going to.
What's the plant called again?
This is a pothos. It's actually 100% safe for the animals. Iguanas will eat it. Monkey-tail skinks will eat it. Pretty much any veggie eater will eat it.
All right, are we getting to the...
Ready to do some spiders?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, let's bring out, see what we can, whatever we can do with those.
Hey, Chris.
You ready? Yeah, sure.
Let's bring out Booty.
Definitely ready. Yeah. Yep, sure.
This is a house spider in Arizona.
Yeah.
This is an Arizona blonde. We call her Big Booty Judy because I had to come up with a funny name for a blonde from Arizona. So I'm like, Big Booty Judy.
So what are the repercussions getting bit by this thing?
This one in particular, it's not that bad. You're going to feel a little bit of localized pain,
Okay.
stuff like that. Me, I'm going to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
I'm allergic.
Okay.
So, hey, why are you hiding in the skull?
That is the most terrifying thing I've ever been around.
There's just a leg poking through.
Oh my gosh. That shot going through the skull's eye.
Yeah, can we get that thing coming out of the eye? That would be
Yeah.
awesome.
That's kind of doing it.
Come on, Booty. Come on.
He just like really doesn't want to come out of there right now.
Oh, I wish
There
we
we
could get it to come out of the eye. Oh, it's coming out the back.
There we go, baby. All right. And then,
Oh, he's slow.
oh yeah,
Right.
she don't move that fast.
Actually, that one to me is less scary than that one.
How fast will she move?
She can zoom pretty good,
Freaky
but
to me. Big ones like that are
they're
cute.
pretty docile. These guys are very easy. Just go ahead and put your hand over the table and let her little claws.
It smells fear, Justin. Don't be afraid.
Oh my god, it feels weird that I'm this close to it right now.
Go over this way. Now these are from North America, found in the southwest areas, so Arizona, New Mexico,
Yeah.
all over there. Kids play with these.
What?
Yep.
That's not my idea of a good time.
Come here. Let's go that way.
It's actually not that scary looking.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super normal.
It's kind of a little red there.
That's a first for me. That's for damn sure.
Yep. I recommend
Oh,
these guys
my.
for any beginner in the
Yeah.
tarantula hobby. Upwards.
At least he's slow.
At least he's slow.
You see it?
Where's he at?
He's got to get the shot.
Coming up
Get the
over.
shot. Let's get the shot.
Get the shot!
He's right by my face.
Oh, that's awesome! Very cool.
Okay. Okay, that was, yeah, good times.
Howdy, Justin. That was cool. I
Great
got goosebumps
sport.
over here watching that.
Great sport.
I don't even know how it looks. Okay. So this one is, you said, the most dangerous?
No, this one here is my one that likes kicking its hairs the most, which is urticating hairs, which is very itchy and irritating. They actually make itching powder out of them. This is a Mexican giant red-kneed tarantula, most famously used in Hollywood and all that.
Okay.
Because of the colors, how big they are, and how at the time were all over.
This is where it might get really real. This guy moved fast earlier.
You see how he kicked his hairs?
Yep, okay.
Yep. He's trying to kick that up because he thinks I'm a predator. He wants that to get up in my nasal passages because he thinks my hand's the head and everything.
Gotcha.
Because it's going to get up in my nasal passages and itch and irritate, and I'm going to leave you alone. You're not a meal.
Yeah.
The defense mechanism.
Exactly. When you're talking tarantulas, you have old world and new world. Both these are new world, I do have some Old World, and Old World just means you're basically from Africa, Europe, all over in the Old World where a lot of us are from. New World is South America, America, and islands.
They said, screw Texas. They found their way over to the New World.
This is New World. We don't know that much about them.
Gotcha. Okay, but they're still the same species of...
Yes and no. There's different species within them, too. That's the other hard thing about tarantulas is red knee. There's a lot of different species that have a red knee, whether it's from Mexico, from the islands, or even from Africa. They have different color morph, all that. So you go into the Latin names, which I'm horrible at. I don't even try.
The language. Don't worry about it.
So that's where in tarantulas, everyone does the Latin names because I want a specific tarantula. I don't want a Mexican red knee when I wanted some African species.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So go ahead and put them away, son.
So are these don't have webs? They don't.
They do actually web, but it's not like you'd think the garden spiders.
Yeah.
Their webs cover the ground. Go ahead and grab the GBB so I can explain that.
So the ground cover webs, what is the purpose behind that?
That is, they'll go down in a den and they'll feel for the vibrations on the ground webs and they'll come up and attack instead of getting it caught in the web.
So that's all he needs, a little enclosure like that?
Eventually, I got this one when it was the size of my thumbnail.
No shit.
Yeah, a little sling. This is a P Metallica. P Metallica?
This guy's into hard rock or what?
This is that's the name.
That's just what the scientist that found him decided to name him.
That's crazy.
Yep, he'll be bright blue and silverish when he's an adult.
Okay, I was wondering, there's got to be some kind of metallic-y color to him.
Yep.
It's not just they like the music or something.
And then that's like, we call it a GBB, but it's green bottle blue right here. It shows all the different webbing, that ground webbing I was talking about.
Yeah. Oh, God, he's such a crazy color. So
Green bottle blue.
Orange, and he's got some blues in there.
Yeah.
See, this is what you're talking about in the first show. You're talking about you got some of these crazy colors. I'm looking at some of these and he was saying he's like blue and all these crazy.
Yup, right there.
That's the guy. Yeah, that's wild.
It's like a fox fur color almost.
Yeah, on the back side of it. Yeah.
Then this one, he's gonna zoom all around. Yeah. This is they usually stay in the dark closet because, like I said, we host a lot of things, and a lot of people aren't comfortable with everything. That's why the snakes stay in the back.
Yeah.
The spiders stay closed up in the closet, so everyone can feel comfortable. Because if you look around, it's cool. That's some pretty plants and all that. You don't really know what's there until you look into it. So since it's bright out here, this one in particular is going to zoom all around and try to stay in dark.
Yeah.
And the fun thing about spiders is if you're comfortable with the temperature, they're comfortable. So there's no extra heat, no extra anything like that. Not like with the lizards that need special lighting, special heat and all that. My wife fell in love with these on accident. I bought Big Booty Judy from a little kid that she was totally against at first, and then now all these are hers.
How fast she flip-flopped on that one.
Yep, that's how I explain these. It's a dry fish tank. You really don't have to nor need to handle these guys.
Gotcha.
These are literally, they sit in the tank. I pull them out when I need to feed them, pull them out when people want to see them, or they sit there.
Yeah.
So they're not a plain type of.
No.
Even Big Booty Judy was surprisingly nice and polite.
Yep.
She was willing to hang out, so that was nice. Because I'm not handling any of these others. No, they move very quickly.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Not into the quickness. So yeah. Well, thanks for pulling these out. I mean, this is pretty awesome, and the collection is bigger than I had anticipated. So you definitely got some impressive shit here,
And
man.
exotic.
Yeah.
Like a very different.
I'm all over the spectrum. Like, I've had a lot of reptile friends come over and they're like, wait, I thought you only had monitors. I thought you only had snakes.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I'm in everything.
I got a zoo here, yeah.
Yup.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And that's the other reason why I want to build a building, purchase some land, build a building, so I can actually build the bigger enclosures for the monitors, for the big snakes, and in a way have a zoo.
I was gonna say, you start charging admission to see some of this stuff, man. I'd pay $5-10 to come in here and walk around and look at this stuff. I mean, that's badass. So that's gonna be when you do this full built out. That's mainly in the basement, or like in a
I'm gonna do a
there?
full-on building out back if I don't purchase a different piece of property to put it on.
Gotcha.
Because my son likes fish. He actually is obsessed with the red-tailed catfish from the Amazon. And I'm like, you know what? I do big stuff. I can let you do big stuff too. We'll build a pond. Screw it. We'll build a pond.
Badass. That's cool that your son's taking a liking to it too, and you guys do it together. He obviously knows a lot about handling these things as well. And I was talking to him a little off screen. You can tell he knows his stuff as well. So this is, I guess he didn't really have a choice.
No, he really didn't. It's either Well, we also do a bunch of animal shows. So, and I'm one that you're part of the family. You're getting drugged with it. I got drugged to Western reenactments, rodeos, monster truck smashes, all this different stuff with my dad. Because my dad being an over-road trucker, when he's home, we're together. And I do that now with them. I'm off work, we're together, let's go do stuff. I have to work with the animals. Guess what? You're working with the animals.
Okay, so tell us about the venom level on these things.
We classify them as very spicy. It's spicy. If you're allergic to it, it has a potential to kill you. But
so small. Crazy.
And the scary thing is, the thickness of a dime laying flat on its side, if you can slide it under something, they can fit there.
Oh my God. It's like, I mean, where do these things live?
Southwest corner and southeast corner of North America.
Okay.
So they're another North American species that you
like
can find in your house.
Stuff like that?
You can find them in the top part of Mexico.
Okay.
And all that.
You can find them in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Yeah. Oklahoma. Yep. Okay, so you can find them in the United States.
Yep. And the best way to find them is run around at dawn and dusk with a black light. They will glow green.
Really?
Yep. That's how you can find any kind of scorpion. Is their exoskeleton. The black lights.
Oh, black lights. Okay.
Yep. You just run around with one of the black lights and they'll glow. Any kind of scorpion will glow.
That's bizarre.
Or find a hot rock.
Yeah. So what were you saying about like anti-venom?
They don't have anti-venom. It's like a bee sting. You go for the roller coaster till the roller coaster stops.
Oh my God.
And with me being allergic, that roller coaster is very, very bumpy, very, very up and down.
That's
life on the edge.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
How did you find out you were allergic?
I found out in high school by accidentally walking through a ground bee nest, and it just got stung, and leg and arm swelled up, and hard to breathe, and
Jesus, it's terrifying. Okay, cool. Well, we'll leave these murderers. I think you were able to zoom in. Yeah, he's
right here.
Dude, you were dangerously close to that.
Someone that's allergic.
I
I guess you kind of have to be.
A lot. I get scared a lot.
You can't be afraid of these things if you're going to have them.
I'm more afraid for him than that of him.
Yeah. Okay. That is wild.
And there's 4 of them in there, and I only know where that one is.
One and you're picking this thing up. I'm like, what if another one's like on it? Like,
I go for that roller coaster.
That's funny. All right. Well, yeah. Thanks again for giving us a little tour of this, guys. Too.
Not a
I think these guys are
problem.
very interesting. Again, not something I would have thought we had sitting here. So.
That's just sitting on the opposite side of my kitchen that everyone just walks right by.
Yeah, you said they're spicy. I mean, if you're a little chilly, just drop one of them in there. Go along for the ride, yeah. All right, cool. Well, thanks again for inviting us into your home. I think we've got pretty much everything we want to get here, right? Yeah.
Not a problem.
We really appreciate it, man.
Not a problem.
Thank you so much.
Fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, super fun and super educational as well. Like I feel like every time we do stuff like this, I'm always learning stuff, and that's one of my favorite parts of doing the show and doing stuff like this is always learning something new, and you definitely made that consistent with the rest of my experience today. So Thank you
Happy
so
to
much,
help.
man. Really appreciate it. And Bonfire Banter. Keep tuning in, keep subscribing. Talk to you guys very soon. And as always, keep stoking those fires.